Hi, and welcome to my video guide to Machu Picchu travel vlog South American travel story part 6 7 Wonders of the World. In this video I continue my epic trip across South and Central America. Please watch this video until the end and come on this journey with me. Feel free to leave a comment and ask any questions, and make sure to watch this video to the end as you will see my actual footage that I took at the top of Machu Picchu. Also, please give this video a like to help it rank. And don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell icon on, so you don't miss out on the next part where I take you to Rainbow Mountain. Now let me begin. On the day of the Machu Picchu excursion, I had to walk down the main square in Cusco for about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, to get picked up by the bus that then takes you to Ollantaytambo, a small settlement with a nice old-fashioned railway station with a little charming cafe, which I had a leisurely coffee while waiting for the train. Then I was given the choice of hiking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu from Ollantaytambo, or get the train to Aguas, Calientes, which is a small town at the bottom below Machu Picchu. The train takes around 1 hour and 50 minutes and is a leisurely way to reach the magical Machu Picchu. I took the latter as I was still adjusting to the altitude and was not 100% fit. I would recommend taking the train if you're struggling with the adjustment in altitude, like I did. On board the train it is quite luxurious and reminded me of something like the Orient Express, almost like it could have been in a Sherlock Holmes novel or something similar of that time period. I was quite impressed with the service on the train too, as they bring round a small menu of options for a snack and a drink, all included in the train ticket. I remember for drinks there was coffee, Inca tea, and a soft drink. I chose the Inca tea to get in the spirit of the adventure. I do not remember the choice of snacks, but it was a nice complement to a pleasant journey. When you reach Agua Calientes, you get off the train and cross a bridge into the main complex, where you go to the ticket office to get stamped. This is a confusing area if you do not speak Spanish, as I do not. All the signs here are in Spanish, and I was lucky to be with a couple of other tourists who were in the same boat I was. We basically had no idea where to go and just all muddled through and eventually got lucky. I am guessing that a massive portion of visitors to Machu Picchu do not speak Spanish, and why is there no signs in English? Like most things in Peru, I thought, they want tourists' money, but don't act really tourists friendly. Once you have your ticket stamped, you go to meet the bus to take you up the mountain to Machu Picchu, or you can trek up the mountain, which takes around 1 hour and 30 minutes. I took the bus up to the top, and it is a very winding road up with hair-raising views of the drop down the mountain. The road up is only just wide enough for the bus. In parts it would be easy to see how the bus could fall of the mountain. I think if I were to go again, I would trek up and take in the views, as the bus ride is a hairy experience, and I doubt it would pass health and safety outside of Peru. Machu Picchu is an Incan citadel set high in the Andes Mountains in Peru, above the Urubamba River Valley. Built in the 15th century and later abandoned, it's renowned for its sophisticated dry stone walls that fuse huge blocks without the use of mortar, intriguing buildings that play on astronomical alignments and panoramic views. Its exact former use remains a mystery. Once you get to the top and get out of the bus, the first thing you see is the mountains. Then you walk along a stone path and the 15th century Inca citadel starts to come into view. The stone ruins and wall formations are all in very good structurally shape, and it is easy to imagine how it looked when it was a working inhabited city. The view up there is truly breathtaking and surreal. It is another of those places that once you are there, it is hard to believe that you are there and taking it in with your own eyes. It was another of the 7 wonders of the world crossed off my list, along with the pyramids of Giza in Cairo, Egypt, another surreal place to visit before you die. I wandered around the magical Machu Picchu and explored all its terraces and viewpoints and got some amazing pictures and videos. I got other fellow travelers to help me with pictures as I did for them also. I had one picture taken next to a llama with the ruins in the background, and this llama who completely ignored me the whole time I was stood next to him having a picture taken. There are some very steep ledges and cliffs in Machu Picchu, and if you walk beyond a certain point, you have to sign a register, so they know if you go missing or disappear of the cliff edge. Again, I don't think this would be open to public outside of Peru. I think things like this are the beauty of travel though, the adventure has not been wrapped in cotton wool. I remember looking around and breathing the air up there and thinking this air is pure and non-toxic. That I will probably never breathe air as clean as this again. I also had a feeling up there as though time was standing still, even though I knew it was not, as I had only a couple of hours before I was catching the bus back down again. The peace and serenity that I felt up there on some of those ledges, with no one around, was close to a spiritual experience. I think if you went up there on a quiet day, you could really lose yourself. Or find yourself even. Machu Picchu is an Incan citadel set high in the Andes Mountains in Peru, above the Urubamba River Valley. Built in the 15th century and later abandoned, it's renowned for its sophisticated dry stone walls that fuse huge blocks without the use of mortar, intriguing buildings that play on astronomical alignments and panoramic views. Its exact former use remains a mystery. I knew it was getting close for the bus pickup, and I had an annoying tourist who I could not shake, as his voice was carrying across the wind and I could hear him everywhere I went. So, I thought, I have had the most I can get from this awesome place, and time to head back to catch the bus down the mountain. I had forgot how far into the ruins I had traveled, and only just made it back to the bus in time for the ride down. I don't remember much about the journey back, other than coming down the mountain again on the bus and peering over the edge, with visions of the bus sliding over. By the time I arrived back in Cusco it was dark and around 7 p.m. and I made the trek up the hill to my hostel to get a shower and change my clothes. I messaged my date from last night, and she said she would meet me later in a different bar. So I got ready and was out again, walking back down towards the main square to get some food before I started drinking. I didn't find much choice to eat in Cusco. As I said before, Peruvian food is all meat-based and that was no good for me. I went into the Irish bar to see what food they did, and they had a Peruvian bean dish on the menu that I thought I could try. It was not great, but it filled a hole and lined my stomach for the evening. I missed the time I was meant to meet my date and asked her where she was now. She gave me a different location and I looked it up on Google and it was miles away. So, I waited for a while and messaged her to see if she was in the same location, and she told me a different location. Alarm bells started to ring. I think she was giving me the run around. So, I said I am in the square at the Irish bar, feel free to come and join me. She texted back calling me a liar. I thought, oh yeah. She was trying to send me on a wild goose chase around the pubs looking for her. I was too tired and too smart to fall for that, and ordered another beer and messaged Juan. He replied, saying he was on his way down to the square as he had just finished his work. I drank with him for a few hours before turning in early that night, as I had the Rainbow Mountain excursion early the next morning. Please subscribe and support my channel. And don't forget to turn the bell icon on so you don't miss out on the next part of this story, in which I take you on one of the hardest things I have ever done. Trekking 11 kilometers up the Rainbow Mountain. Be sure not to miss this. Also, if this video resonates with you, please give it a like. And if you're feeling wealthy and generous, please click on the link and buy me a beer, coffee. It would be much appreciated and would help me to create more content. Until the next time.